Hey guys, I am so excited to share American History Through Picture Books Part 3. This is just such a fun thing for me because a year ago, I just really had this desire to read more just beautiful books with my kids because I knew how much more interesting it was. And here we are a year later, and we've just gone through the timeline of history. And it's been so fun, and I'm so happy that I can share it with you guys. In previous videos, I've kind of shown an in-depth look inside. So I thought this time around, I will kind of give you a preview of what it is, obviously, but I kind of want to show you how we apply it to our homeschool so you can really see how this curriculum can be lived out in your homeschool. So when you get the unit, it first comes with really descriptive information on how to do this. I've got all the details written out for you. I also have some tips on narration. If you've never done narration or you're new to it, I have a whole page in there now. I listened to a really great podcast by Sonia Schaefer at one point, and she gave 5 tips for a successful narration. And I have her podcast listed here, but with it, I've taken her tips and applied them directly to this unit so that you can apply that to it. So that's in there as well. There is a timeline of events. So this is a timeline. It has 28 events on the timeline or people, and each timeline event correlates with a book that goes with it. So there are 28 picture books in this unit study. Now, don't let that number scare you because I'm going to show you how easy this is to put together. The other main features are a picture book checklist. It looks something like this, where you've got the book title, and then there's a column here for the timeline information, as well as what you can do alongside the book, which is mostly narration, but sometimes I add in a little video or possibly like a little coloring page too. And then with that comes this is my book list and discussion pages. So this page right here, these pages, there's a section for every single book. And in that section, you've got the title of the book, and then underneath that is kind of like my feedback on the book, letting you know certain things that could be helpful to you as you read it to your kids. And then I've provided you with ways to prep the book for reading, how to talk about the book after the reading, and how to help your kids kind of look ahead to what you're reading. And so all of that is there for every single book. So that's there as well. Okay, then there's also a sample schedule, and it looks something like this. So it's written as like a 3-day a week, and it kind of just shows you how you can spread out your days with these books. Okay, so that's not even everything. There's a video list page, there's a further reading section page, but you've seen that in some of my look-throughs before. I kind of want to dig in and show you how we use this in our homeschool. So the first step is collecting the books, and that is so easy with this picture book list. So if you just go, I do not want you to buy all these books. If you do, that's great. If you want to build your library, that's fine. I do not buy these books. If I've maybe bought a handful because I can't get them in my library. That's where I'm hoping you'll be able to find these. So the first thing you do is you get your picture book list and write in order, the books are in order that you need. So you go to your library website and you literally just type in the title you want and put it on hold. So there's no hunting or searching for which book is going to be the best. I've picked the one that I think is the best. I have read hundreds of picture books in this research, and I've chosen the one that I think is best for children and families to learn this together. Okay, so you put all those books on hold. I usually put between 10 and 15, and they start coming in as they're available. So once they're on hold, you pick them up from your library, and I like to display them. It gets my kids excited about them. It gets me excited about them. I've got these little shelves here, and you can see these are some of the books that we're getting into. We just started World War I today, so that's super exciting. Okay, so let's dig into that. So once you have your books, then you just follow the book list. So today, we are on World War I. So in my timeline, I can find the event, 1914, World War I begins. Okay, if I go to my picture book checklist, I can look in this column for timeline at 1914, And there's my book right there listed. So the book that we read today, let me show you. This is the book we read today. It's called The Story of World War I. And it has the coolest pictures in here with information about the war. And we read this today, and my kids were just so engaged. They loved the pictures. We had so many cool discussions about it, but this is how we learned about the war. Now, there is a video that went with this one, so that's on here as well. So when I go through my list, here it is right at the top. I know it's backwards. The Story of World War I. When I'm finished with this book, I'm literally just going to check it off like I've read it. Okay? Then over here, I have the video information. I check that we watched the video. Then tomorrow, the next day, when we need to read another book, I'm just working down the line. So the next book on the list is called A Brave Soldier. And so I have it right here on my shelf. So when we're ready for our morning time, when we read our history books, I just pull out this book, and this is the next one that we read together. And that's it. That's history. That is the simple way that we've been doing it for the last year and a half. And it is absolutely incredible. We have read the most amazing books. You know, in preparing to tell you guys about this, I asked my kids what their favorite books were that we've read so far about history. And it was so interesting to see what they came up with and what they remember from the books. And the few that we have, that I have purchased, they go and find them off the shelf and, you know, what their favorite picture is, and we can all talk about it. And I read these books to all of my kids. My youngest is 3, he's about to be 4, and my oldest is 10. And we just have the best discussions together. Just this morning, my 3-year-old picked our book up from yesterday. He brought this to the breakfast table and literally retold us the story of the Titanic. He's 3. So, I mean, it's just so fun to be able to share this with them in such a way that's fun and memorable and engaging. And that's how we do this. That's how we put this unit together. It's so simple. Let me show you a couple more things. So the last thing we add for this is our narration notebook. And this is where those coloring pages came in, and I have all the ones that we use linked for you guys when you get this. But basically, I take a coloring page, and when we are finished reading the book, my kids write about it. Most of them tell me about it, and I write for them, but my oldest, she does writing on her own, which then we check writing off for the day. But it's so simple, and it looks just like this. And we have a picture here that they color while I read, and then they write about what I read. And this is great because we have a few of these already for this unit, and I just collect them here as a product of their learning. And it's just really fun at the end of the year to look back and see all that we've learned. I do not do it for every book. I try to do it once a week. I don't always get to it, but that's my goal. Okay, I know that was a lot of information thrown at you, and I tried to get through it quickly. I hope I didn't miss anything. I am so excited for this. You know, I wanted to finish this because we are about to go on vacation, and I'm going to have a lot of car time, which means I'm going to be researching for part 4. So this will be the last part in this series. So we started all the way from explorers and have worked our way through to we'll eventually get to current times. I have all these books linked in my Amazon, and I can link that for you here if you want to check it out. But I looked the other day, and there's like 90 books, which is so cool to me that we've sat together and read all of these books about history. Some of them are from the like further reading section, so they're not a part of the list, but it's just exciting, and we remember all of them, which is so great. So I just pray that this book list can be a blessing to you. It has simplified history for us in so many ways. It has made the subject so much more engaging and interesting. And this is all that we do for history. We do not do any other type of textbook or anything. And it is enough. We have the best discussions, and we have learned so much. If you would rather have a textbook, this can also be a supplemental list where you get the list and you can use the timeline events. Let's say you are in your textbook and you're getting to, let's see, something on here, Teddy Roosevelt. Okay, so you can go find on the timeline, Teddy Roosevelt is president, And you can go 1901, pull up your book list and say, okay, that book is, and then it tells you what book it is. So this can definitely be used as a supplemental resource as well, but we use it as our whole curriculum. I could talk on and on about this, but I'm going to stop myself. I hope I didn't go too fast. I'm going to link where you can find this. And if you have any questions or you want to know more, please feel free to send me a message or ask me anything you'd like. I'm happy to help out where I can. Okay, I hope you guys are excited as me because this is just so thrilling to me. Y'all have a good one.